Okay, today I'm in Hungerford with professional footballer Charlie Austin. Thanks very much for agreeing to talk to us today, Charlie.
No worries.
Right, you're a professional footballer.
Yeah.
Now, is that as glamorous as the man in the street might think it is, that lifestyle?
I suppose for every man in the street wanted to be a footballer, I guess, as a youngster. So not to take the lifestyle out of it, but what comes with being a footballer and what everyone wants to do, it is great. However, there is plenty of ups, but there's a lot more downs than what there is in football, I suppose, like there is in anywhere in life. So you've got to take the ups because that's the way they come and really enjoy them. But unfortunately, there's a lot more downs in football.
Okay, now, when you, obviously you're a very good footballer at school, I imagine, at what point did the actual reality of becoming a professional footballer sort of kick into you?
Well, I wouldn't know. I was at age 9 and went to Reading for 5 years then, and I knew I was better than most of the kids in the school. And it was when I got released then at 15, it wasn't, I thought the dream was over. Then it went on, and it wasn't until I was about 19, I was playing for Paul Town again, and I just thought I was better than what I was playing here. And then all of a sudden, I just went on to Swindon, and I thought, right, I'm going to grab this opportunity with both hands, and fortunately for the last 10 years I have.
Okay, now, professional footballers, especially in the Premiership, and they sort of earn extremely high wages, but those careers also can be quite short as well. Now, do young sort of 18-year-old lads get a mental financial advice? Look, you're going to be earning fortunes, but when you're 30, you may be not.
In time, I don't want where it is now. I think, like you say, it has to be talked about the Premier League as such. You say vast amount of money at that age, because I don't think that money is in the game lower league down. Did I get advice? Yeah, I'd say so. But that's when you've got to have. I'm very fortunate, a very close agent, close family who kept me grounded and spoke to me about what needs to be done throughout, how to use your money in certain way and savings for the future, because everybody knows it's 35. However, if you get unfortunate injury, it could be less.
And was that a difficult task when you've got an 18-year-old that's suddenly got thousands of pounds a week to spend?
Of course it is, because you think at the time you've got so many years in front of you, and rightly so, you have to think that because you've got so much time in front of you. However, like I say, at that time, that's the up. But unfortunately, there could be a down around the corner.
Okay, there's been a tradition for years of footballers being involved with racing. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's still the case? And
no, not really. Race, I think it's in two ways. When you say involved with racing, you have involved with racing being an owner and having the enjoyment of that, or the betting side. Do you know what I mean? I know a lot of footballers that like to have a bet but don't own racehorses. I think to own racehorses, you've got to have a real affiliation with the game, really fall in love with it, and I don't see many footballers really going down that route. I know a handful of footballers that have got horses, but that's about it.
Why do you think that the interest is sort of waned? Is the glamour gone from it?
I could say the glamour's gone in certain ways, but I just think that either you're brought into the industry or you're around the sport at a young age, or as you grow older, you've actually taken a keen interest into it. Then all of a sudden, you want to become an owner. But the glamour side of the sport, for me personally, I really enjoy it. It doesn't matter whether I ever win a smaller meeting in midweek or get fortunate to have one at the weekend. I think this is exactly the same feeling for me.
Now, it's been sort of recent years, even though betting has been a traditional thing in the UK for hundreds of years, mm-hmm. It seems to be a bit of a stigma trying to be attached to it in recent years. Do you think that sort of put people off becoming involved a bit?
Yeah, of course. No, everybody now seems to think, betting this. You don't want to be involved in it. People, like you say, don't want to have that your name attached to it. I don't see it. For me personally, I don't see the problem. I do it because I enjoy it. I'm totally in control. I enjoy the sport that I'm involved in, and if I can have a bet and have a punt on it, then I'm going to.
So you are a punter yourself?
Yeah. And
do you take punting seriously?
Yeah, I think that's the only way you can try and make money.
So how much sort of do you sit down and study the form, or do you use your contacts? You get good marks, or what would be your angle?
A bit of both, really. I like to do a bit of research and go through the form as such. Contacts. A good friend of mine Paul Fisher, we talk on a daily basis about it. I think there's a certain way. If you take it seriously, then and you want to make money out of the game, then you have to do the study and you have to do the background work, and that is very hard and it does take time. If you like just having a lucky 15 and chancing your hand at the weekend, no one's saying that's any different. But how many people have a lucky 15 up? And nowadays, one firm saying they're not allowing lucky 15s, like 63s, etc., etc. But we go back to talking about the football thing, man in the street. Well, what chance a man in the street got of winning that vast amount of money for that small chance of bet? You've got to take them bets on, because how many times do they really come in?
Now, I think anyone in the betting industry, there's quite a lot of folklore around various footballers of the past that have, had fortunes on and done fortunes.
Yeah.
Now, I assume that compared to the average man in the street, you'd be earning a lot more money. So do you have to have bigger bets accordingly to get a buzz out of it, or do you still get the fun out of betting in a modest way?
I still get the fun out of a modest way. I enjoy winning. I don't like losing. Whether it's 20 quid, 100 quid, 500 or 1,000, and people might think, oh, you're betting that much. It's not that. It's not because I'm after the bet. If I fancy something, then I will have a bet. Don't get me wrong, but I won't go and blow my mind and go over the top. But do I get a buzz out of having a winner where I've just had a score on it at 8-1? Yeah, of course I do.
Okay, now a lot of young lads, virtually every young lad, loves football from an early age.
Yeah.
Horse racing, slightly different. So going back to your beginning, how did you get an interest in horse racing?
It was my granddad, really. He was into it. Lived in Lambourn. He just liked having a punt. He liked having a bet, and had friends in racing. And then I just got involved watching it with him, and that was it, really. Just went off from there. And when I was working for him, I was earning a few quid carrying the odd as labourer for him. I liked having a lucky 15 at the weekend and stuff like that. I thought I'd love to own a horse one day, but never really thought about it anyway. Then just got fortunate via football and thought, you know what, I'm going to do it, and that was it, and that's how I got involved with it, because of him.
You say you lived in Lambourn. Have you got an historical family connection with racing going back a bit?
No, none of us have. None of us have. It's just him. He got in. I think, like I say, when you're in Lambourn, it was kind of everyone knows everyone in the village. He knew people, and it kind of just went from there.
Okay, now you. What about football? Have you got any footballing skills in the genes?
No, my uncle's brother was Brett Angel, who played for Everton, and that's it. That's about as far as it goes. Otherwise, it's just me.
Okay, just going back into football for a bit. I suppose most people, I sort of assume you turn up, you play on your Saturday matches and your midweek. But what would a week's work entail on average for you during the season?
Every day. If it's a weekend, if it's a Saturday games, then we'll be in Monday, Tuesday, off in the midweek, Thursday, Friday, and the game on the Saturday. If there's a game in the midweek, it's Saturday game, in Sunday for recover, train Monday, game Tuesday, off on the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, game on Saturday. That's it, which is fine. What people think is fun is like you have all the stuff going on, or they have all this time on their hands, which you do. But what you forget about is, as much as all the vast amounts of money that's thrown in the game wherever it is, you got to take into consideration when it comes to your kids' birthdays. You've got to train, and that there's no day off for them. When it's your birthday, your wife's birthday, and when it's Christmas time, as footballers, you don't really have Christmas. You don't really have them days off. You don't have the special times with them. That's the sacrifices you make. There's so many sacrifices a footballer you do have to make. Everyone thinks, they only work till 1 o'clock and then that's them done. Hang on a minute, but I've been that's not where it ends. The rest of the day I'm still potentially working. You've got to fuel your body with the right stuff, whether it's with fluid, food, etc., etc. Do you know what I mean? So as much as everyone thinks that it's a bit of a jolly out, it certainly isn't.
Yeah, you were telling me before, right, you're a family man, you've got 3 kids. Now you were born around here, and you still live around here, but so obviously you choose to stay around the family and travel to work rather than move your family everywhere.
Of course. Kids go to school. Kids go to school, and that's a big change. When me and my wife moved to Burnley, it was only us, so we didn't really have to worry about that. We moved down to Chiswick. Girls weren't really at school. Winchester, then here. Now they're at school. Is sometimes you just have to go, right, this is it. This is our base. This is home now. I'm not moving. I can commute to work.
Are your I'm assuming your leisure time is quite often taken up with racing.
Mm-hmm.
Are your family interested? Can you sort of mix the two and take the family?
I do like going up there. I've got a horse at Richannon's, which is 15 minutes up the road from me, and he's fantastic. I go up there with my kids anytime I want to. They enjoy it. They like to go up there when they can, etc., etc. But for the race days at the moment, they're summer months. They want to go in the summer, don't they? To get them into, I'd love them to go to National Hunt and Cheltenham and stuff, but it's a bit cold for them at the moment.